Hey everybody, this is PrivateCitizen coming at you one more time. Today I'm installing the TCMT brand handlebar risers on my 2018 Goldwing. You might be asking, why did I go with the TCMT brand versus handlebars or another brand? And basically it's the price. So these were $29 delivered, that including tax, shipping, and everything. I found them on eBay, and I really wasn't sure whether or not I even wanted to, have the handlebar risers. I didn't know whether they were going to make things better, more comfortable or not. Uh, I thought it might depend on the height since I'm only like 5'11", and maybe it was more for people that were shorter or taller. I wasn't sure, so I didn't really want to spend um, 130, $140 plus tax and shipping just to find that out. So for $29, I thought that was a good price, just to see if I like it or not, and if I do, then I make out even the better. So right here you can see I'm trying to take off these pieces, and it's kind of difficult. I mean, on other videos when you look at, they make it seem so simple, but it's you really got to snag on it. And here's the actual piece. You can see where this is what it looks like once you take it loose. That's the actual piece that snaps into the opening below it. And once you get it off, there's 5 millimeter, 8 millimeter Allen keys. I'm using a 5 millimeter now. I'm trying to be a little cautious by using the little shop rag, keep from scratching everything, as you can see. Tools you'll need for this job will be Phillips head screwdriver, 14 millimeter socket slash 9/16. If you don't have a 14 millimeter, you can use a 9/16 socket. You also need an 8 millimeter socket, and as I said before, there's a 5 millimeter and 8 millimeter Allen key. Again, I'm wearing a mount around my neck that actually holds the camera. So some shots aren't like centered, I guess is the best way to put it. But this way, it kind of moves with me, I guess you could say. I don't have to worry about standing in front of the camera, necessarily blocking the view, but I do have to work a little bit better on um, having it angled just right to get the shot and or zoomed in or out enough. So if you're thinking about doing YouTube videos, that's a pretty good way to go. So here I'm just using a magnet to help get the screw out. I find that helps a lot. Better safe than sorry. I don't want to have to try to fish it, a screw out from down inside the bike. Or even worse, I can't find it and I have to leave it there and get another screw. And wherever I'm riding, I'm wondering if that screw I lost is doing something. So in the beginning of this, there was 2 push pins that I took out. That kind of helps let you lift this piece up without, risking bending or creasing the plastic or the paint in any way. And you can see the blue tape. So I still haven't done any like really long rides. So when I bought this, I figured it'd be me and the wife, going a lot of different places. But she kind of likes riding, but then she kind of doesn't. So it looks like I might be doing a lot of solo type stuff. So if you're in New Jersey, the South Jersey area, and you like to ride, and you're looking to get out somewhere, take some trips, day trips or couple day trips, just hit me up, let me know. Nothing wrong with making new friends, seeing new places. So these little plier grabber things, they were my father's. So a lot of tools that I have, were passed down from him. Things that he used that I wind up using. Nothing beats having the right tool for the job, that's for sure. So this you want to slide forward and then lift up. I think the problem with mine was I slid it forward, but it wouldn't come off. So even though you have it forward, I guess it still has to pop off. I didn't want to, force it off and break it. So I kind of like, work with it a while, forward and backwards, trying to figure out why it just won't disengage. Now I had done this previously to put on the home link key so that I can open and close my garage. And when I did that, I had all the plastics off, the whole, I think they call it the top case. I had that removed and everything. And it was still, kind of difficult to pop it off. So here I'm just trying to see if I can just wedge this Allen key in there and just try to ease it up off the piece to see if I can just, use it. And of course it didn't work. And there you go. So you might want to put some tape or lay a cloth over the your instrument panel, just in case, because you don't want to hit that scratches pretty easily. So you might want to cover that as well, just in case. Like I said, better safe than sorry. So here, there's some extra tape to help, just in case I wind up hitting the paint. And I guess you all noticed by now that the clear coat on these bikes isn't, I guess the best word is super sturdy or doesn't have much hardness to it. It's really easy to scratch the clear coat on the bike. I mean, so you really have to make sure that, when you wipe it down, that, the cloths are extra clean. So with this cover piece, once you get the screws out, you want to kind of lift it from the bottom part, the part closest to the seat, and then kind of lift it forward towards the instrument panel. I tried to like pull it from the instrument panel side, and that didn't really work too well, but there's kind of like a catch in the middle at the bottom on the side closest to the seat. If you lift up from there where my hand is now, it should just pop right off. Right, so here I'm just trying to show you the socket size. That's the 14 millimeter, and that is the 9/16, which is just about the same size. Yeah, it doesn't want to come loose. So I guess you can see that the ball mount there on the left handlebar. That's a ram mount ball mount, and I learned about that from watching the Cruiseman's Garage. So if you check out the Cruiseman's Garage, his videos, he does kind of go over how to put the ball mount there, and I kind of like the ram mount version because it's really versatile. They do offer a cup holder that you can put on your bike there, but also there's like extensions you can attach to it. So if you want to put a camera there, you can. If you want to put your phone there, you can. Pretty much anything you would think about mounting, they have like some type of connectors you could put on there. I mean, you could even put on an iPad if you wanted to be that, outrageous. You could do that. Their RAM mount has a mount for that. So, and whatever type of phone you have, they have a mount that matches it or fits it. So I really like that one because it gave me the greatest flexibility. I mean, I only plan on using it for a cup at this point, but in the future, if I want to put my phone there or anything else or a type of GPS, I can mount it right there. So I did find this install was really straightforward. There really wasn't many issues with it at all. Once you get that little control panel off, I guess I mean, I know it's called something different, but I don't remember the name. But once you lift that up, it's really easy to get to all the screws. Um, it's really a piece of cake to take it off. And like most people say online, um, you'll spend more time trying to mold the plastic if that's what you want to do, that plastic cover to fit, than you actually do installing this. So you can see I kind of like lost the washer. Um, it kind of fell down, so I'm about to grab it with the magnet. This is a great shop tool. If you don't have one, I would suggest that you get one. I mean, you can go right to Harbor Freight and pick one up. It comes in handy a lot, an awful lot. It saves a lot of time. So when I was doing this, I wasn't sure whether I needed to reuse the washers that were originally on the handlebars. And so the answer to that is no, you do not. So just put a little thread lock on, just in case. I know you need to torque it to like 20 pounds. But just to help keep it from, backing out while I'm going down the road, just put a little thread lock on there. And you can see there's a left, L for left, and for the right there's a R. So again, it's pretty straightforward. So that set of tools right there with the orange handles, that's a Ampro, AAMPRO set of tools. It's a set of different hooks, and there's a small Phillips head and standard. Um, I actually bought that because I didn't really like going to the dentist, and I was thinking I could clean my own teeth. So yeah, I bought that because it has picks in it and things like that, get all the plaque off and whatnot. But that turns out to be a good tool too, especially when you're dealing with a good set of tools. When you're dealing with the push pins, really helps you get in there and just push it and or pull the pins out once you do release them. So this screw, or bolt actually, I'm taking back out. The reason why is I noticed that when I put in all the subsequent screws or bolts, the thread lock was actually blue, and this was the first one I installed after opening the tube of well, not opening, but first using the tube of thread lock, and I noticed it wasn't actually blue, so I kind of wanted to make sure that it wasn't that, you know, it was just liquid that settled. So I wanted to make sure that I actually got blue thread lock on there before I tightened it up. So this is going to be an 8mm Allen key. Again, I got this set from Harbor Freight. At least I believe I did. The torque wrench. So here I'm just showing that I did set it to 20 foot-pounds. I think the other side shows Newton meters, possibly. But yeah, it's set to 20 foot-pounds. So to use the torque wrench, you just loosen it up from the bottom, and then you rotate the bottom until the line lines up with the amount of torque that you're trying to add, and then you just tighten it back. So you hear it click. So I usually do like 2 clicks. I move on to the other one. 2 clicks. Then I go back to the first to just check again. Kind of like you do with car tires. Once you tighten up all the lugs, you kind of go back over the first one just to make sure it still is tight. So I did take the bike to from South Jersey to Rehoboth, and well, actually no, it wasn't Rehoboth. I think we went to it was Ocean City, Maryland, and that was a nice little trip. I really didn't have too much problem with the seat. It still has the stock seat on it, so I wanted to kind of wait before I invest. People say invest, but before I spend the money on getting a custom seat, just to try to give it some kind of time to break in, just to make sure, you know, that there is a problem with the seat or that the seat's just not comfortable enough for long trips. But I kind of find that the more I ride, the less uncomfortable it is. Like when I first got the bike, like the first hour I was having issues, and then I noticed as time went on, it would be like, okay, 2 hours into it, you know, I might start feeling, okay, I need to stop, stand up for a while. So now I'm kind of like at the point where, you know, I feel like I can go from you know, full tank, ride a full tank out, and then stretch or whatnot without any issue. Now I did add, you know, the Kuriakin highway pegs, the Omni mount pegs. So maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not sure. So here it's kind of out of the frame, but I'm just like tightening down the bolt just to kind of hold the handlebar in place while I try to figure out the cables. The cables on the right were a little bit snug, so I tried to see if I could move them up in the mount slightly to give myself a little more play. It turns out that the brake cable, you can actually lift that up slightly over the handlebar riser piece, and that'll be okay. Again, I'm just trying to make sure that there's enough play there. I don't want anything, too tight or binding or anything like that. So this is a 8mm socket, and I'm using that to loosen up the piece that's actually it's like a cable mount, I guess the best way to say it, cable bracket, so that I can increase a little bit of wiggle room there. So here's a little side note while I'm working on this. So you can see I have the Apple Watch on, and of course, the Apple Watch is connected to the phone via Bluetooth, and I kind of use that while I'm doing the filming. Every now and then you can see you can actually see the image that the camera sees that I'm wearing. So I can check that from time to time and try to make sure things are in frame. So if you're thinking about using a setup like this to film movies, or you can even use it to take photos or what have you. You can use your actual Apple Watch. You can use your Apple Watch to start and stop recording and see what's going on in the frame. The thing is though, you have to have, like if you're doing video, you have to set the phone to video and then use the Apple Watch to start and stop. You can't open the Apple Watch camera app and then change it between photo and or video. And maybe with the newer Apple Watches you can, but this is one of the original versions, like Series 1 or Series 2, something like that. So you see my hands on the top, and then I realize, well, if you're just trying to measure the torque, you probably shouldn't have your hand there to measure it. So then I grab the shaft of the hex key, or the Allen key. So after I do this, this is pretty much the end of the filming. I make sure that the screws are tight. I mean, the bolts are tight. I keep calling them screws. And then there's two rubber caps that go in. So once you put what I call the control panel back in place with all the buttons, the only thing you really see is the two rubber caps. The other screws are kind of hidden, and the only way you would see them is if you turn the steering, all the way to the left or all the way to the right. And from here, you just do everything reverse to put things back together. And that's the end of the process. Like I said, it's really straightforward. It wasn't difficult at all. You need a couple basic tools. Even if you don't have a torque wrench, I wouldn't say you necessarily have to buy one just to do this. But, of course it helps. But for years I went without, don't tell anybody. But for years I went without a torque wrench doing different jobs, and things turned out okay. I just say don't be like my Uncle Ralph and just try to get that extra turn on there and wind up over torquing and break something. So here I'm putting on the rubber covers, and that's pretty much it. End of the video. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. You just do everything in reverse. Now here are some before and after pictures. This is before with the Utopia backrest. You can see my arm position. And this is the after. So you can see the backrest. I'm actually leaning against it. And This is before with the Utopia backrest out of the way, so I'm actually sitting a little further back in the seat. And this is after, without the Utopia backrest in place. That's it. Thank you for watching.